Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Solo Crypto TV 84, aka Trendsetter TV 84, aka Solo TV 84. Today we're going to talk about the top five gaming cryptocurrencies of 2021. This is a collaboration done by myself along with Mr. Andrew Robinson, aka the Distinguished Man. The Distinguished Man, go ahead, bro. Introduce yourself. Let the people know who you are for those that don't have an idea.
Well, yes, Docs and myself used to be known as the Distinguished Man. My name is Andrew Robinson. I am a certified cryptocurrency and blockchain expert. I also am pursuing my master's in computer science. And as well as I told Solo backstage, I have recently published a novel. Well, not a novel, a book, educational book about blockchain and cryptocurrency. It's my first book. So look out for that later on in the future. But yes, I'm also a published author as well.
That is dope. That is dope. Now, one thing I like about this collaboration, right, is the crypto space has changed so much, and we're about to get into some different things, obviously, with these gaming cryptocurrencies, which also cross over a little bit to the NFT realm. Before we even get into it, um, uh, I don't know if you want me to call you Distinguished Man or Andrew, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll
You
just
just
stick
call
with
me
Distinguished.
Andrew. That's
Yeah.
that's
So
fine.
Andrew, when you were looking at the coin, when you because me and you, right, we sat down, we didn't like I told you, yo, you make your top five, I make mine, and then we'll just kind of like mesh them together, right? What were some of the criteria that you were looking for before we begin the show? Kind of let the audience know what your mindset and process was while you were, doing your research.
Well, for myself, I was mainly looking at market cap because I was looking to find coins that initially when I do my analysis, I like to look where the money goes. So I try to find these cryptos that might be interesting to people and where they're putting their money. And then after that, I try to like obviously look at the info or the whatever they're trying to do. Like what is the project about? And again, when we go into further, I will be talking about different cryptos that I'm thinking that will blow up in the future. And the one thing that I also really look for is I want to know, is it possible for people to get in early? Because, the thing is with me, right? Think of it like when Tesla, in a sense, when, Tesla was maybe like $20 and then it shot up to where it is now. Like, you're not going to make a lot of money on Tesla right now. But if you were able to catch it early and put your bid in, then I could see that, okay, this is something to pay attention to. This is something that you should invest in. So I try to find coins that are not to say cheap, but I'm looking for coins where you could put your bid in or you could put your stake in and you could get a great ROI in the future for the years to come.
All right, that's awesome. And you know what? It's funny because my mindset was the same. I was looking at market cap primarily, but also coins with great usage scenarios as well, right? Because that's one of my main things that I keep harping on is usage. And everybody's different, obviously, when we look at coins and evaluate them. Um, but I like to look at the tokenomics. I mean, that's how I came up looking at cryptos in 2017, and I still do that, even though now you have different people who say the AI is more advanced, and I'll give them that, because they might be able to find coins that a lot of people are sleeping on and whatnot. But the reality is, the average person may not have the time to create their own AI or may not want to pay the funds to do so, right? Which is very understandable. So obviously, I'm looking at the tokenomics as well, but um, personally, I believe that a lot of these coins, especially with these gaming coins, I think they're going to be around because for a long time. Because something that we do know about video games and gaming in general is people like to do play games, and people like to collect prizes while they play games. So I think that there's a great usage for a lot of these coins, and I think that with the gaming tokens as well as cryptocurrencies, there's going to be some that I'm not even aware of currently that are going to probably be coming out here within the next 5 to 10 years that are going to do very well. I think definitely. Okay, so let's get into the slides, and please hit the like button for those watching live, and if you're watching the playback, smash the like as well. Here we go. So first things first, the opinions expressed in this video are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide a specific advice or recommendations for any individual or any specific security or investment product. It is only intended to provide education about the financial industry or the crypto industry. DYOR, do your own research, right? We always advocate that on my channel because we're not financial advisors. So make sure you do your own research here. Okay, guys? All right. Now, go ahead, Andrew, and read the introduction since you wrote it, and then you can elaborate a little bit too if you choose to. But go ahead, bro.
Sure. An introduction. If people are not sure what gaming cryptocurrencies are, I came up with this introduction here where gaming cryptocurrencies will enable players to collect and trade with one another in virtual assets, which they then can exchange and trade across anywhere in the world. As we know, the blockchain is decentralized. And this offers the gaming industry a safe and easy medium to make money. With this new advent, online games are adopting cryptocurrency to solve additional problems, which are related to transactions and fraudulent activities that players encounter while playing online games. And the main benefits that these players will receive are streamlined payments, the real ownership of virtual assets by these said players, the decentralization of payments, and cross game compatibility. Now, the reason why I talked about mainly, that second part where I said that online games they're starting to take these cryptocurrencies and they're starting to use it as a way to protect players in a sense, because not only with the blockchain where the ledger is immutable with the distributed ledger technology, but while these people are playing these games, they have complete records. They have everything is there on the blockchain. So there's no cheating. There's no somebody saying, "Oh, I'll pay you this. I'll like give you this if you give me this something in the game, whatever you want." Like, if you play 2K, they were sometimes in NBA 2K, they had these trading cards or something inside the game, and sometimes people they wouldn't hold up their end. And now with cryptocurrency inside the game, in a sense, it's protecting you, because now the cryptocurrency inside the games is what you're going to be using to pay for these virtual assets or these trading cards, or like say I'll go with the NBA 2K reference. You're trading for a ultra LeBron to be on your park team. So you're using the cryptocurrency inside the game to kind of protect yourself. And there's no way you can really be cheated, because the only way that, like, like, again, it was more so that someone had to send the money and then they had to give it to you in the game. But now, once they send the money, it'll automatically process through. So it's going to protect you and it's going to help players while they're playing the game. So that's really why I think that cryptocurrencies are going to be very big inside these online games, because it makes things safer and easier and more streamlined.
As well as definitely, as you already elaborated, blockchain technology as well, because a lot of these coins and tokens and cryptocurrencies that we're looking at use smart contracts too. So that's going to make it
Hmm.
uh, it's going to make it ironclad then, as you mentioned, where if you go for like a ultra LeBron, as you were using for an example, that you're not going to be gypped and get like a Harold Miner or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, let's go to number five, starting with you. You picked Starlink. Go ahead and break it down for us. Why? Break Starlink down here from the slide, and then If you want to elaborate more, you can do so as you wish, bro.
Yeah, sure. Starlink to me was something that I came across. I think that it's fairly new. Obviously, they are going through their process. It's it's really only been out, I think, for probably about maybe, I think, about a year or two, or like maybe less. But their plan is very, very interesting. And again, this is why I try to find tokens like these, because what they're doing is, it's kind of mind blowing. And really, what a lot of these cryptocurrencies or gaming cryptocurrencies are trying to do, they're trying to not only make in-game currency, but they're trying to create a whole nother world in the actual game, in a sense. And now with Starlink, they have a large goal where they want to create a metaverse. And if you want to think of what a metaverse is, think of it as a kind of like Ready Player One, where everybody was kind of in their own avatar. They were, again, trading coins inside the game, credits, and people were interacting with each other, trading, contacting, and basically, you know, to me, that's really gonna open the world to virtual reality. Where Solo, it was kind of it was kind of ironic, because I believe a couple weeks ago, when you did another presentation on gaming, you said that people find it easier or more appealing to live in a virtual reality rather than the real reality. And I think that that's really where we're going in actual society. I think that a lot of people are using the Oculus, or they're using a headset in a sense, to kind of escape reality and kind of become their own person inside the virtual world. So that's why I kind of like this token, because it's kind of very aspirational, and I believe it's fairly cheap. I think it has a lot of zeros. So to get in, you could get a lot of tokens for very cheap. So try
Hmm.
to get into this coin, guys. But I'll read what I wrote. Starlink Station is a virtual world, aka metaverse, that will exist as a space to host data and ideas within the blockchain, using Staro tokens as its native currency. Staro creates a new visual and audio adaptations to further NFTs as representations of real world space and concepts tied to VR within the existing framework. Starlink also acts as a hub for marketing, entertainment, gamification, and education. And this is also very interesting to me, because now they're bringing I don't want to say third parties, but they're bringing marketing. Again, like say we have for Theta, where they're like allowing people to stream and do things like that. Like, imagine that, like, you're like in virtual reality, but you're getting, like, you're watching shows, uh different, Coca-Cola is trying to sell you some, or hell, somebody could be selling something inside the game, like, say, like marketing, like, buy this, I don't know, at like a virtual Coca-Cola. I don't know, but you know where
Yeah,
I'm going with this. Like, it like opens it up for so much possibilities.
and one thing I find interesting is the whole thing where they're trying to do a real world space using NFT for virtual reality. I think that VR is going to become very popular within the next 10 years here. As I've mentioned before, in various, not just cryptocurrency videos, but you're also going to see VR become more popular in dating scenarios as well, right? Since a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
people like to talk about that. So I think that a lot of people, they're gonna be in the VR world here more so than the real world. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
some might say that's a bad thing. Some might say, well, it is what it is. I think for me personally, and it's all about balance, obviously. So
Yeah.
so next slide is price predictions. Go ahead and break that down, since you came up with the price predictions for Starlink, and why you think it'll achieve the prices that it'll achieve.
Yes. Well, as I already said, it has a lot of zeros on it, because it's a fairly new project. And I came up with these doing extensive research, reading experts, their own predictions, looking at charts and graphs. And this is more like ballpark. This isn't like exactly what I think it could be because we never know. But yeah, so 2021, through current trends, investor sentiment, again, people who are interested in this type of project, and the overall direction of the cryptocurrency market, as we know, I believe the market was a little red today solo. If I'm not, I mean, probably for the past couple days. But the market has its dips and it has its runs. But as we know, you know, everything in due time. So let's take that as what it is. But we think Starlink has a good chance of visiting the with four zeros to 408 USD mark in 2021. And as long as the I don't know if you finished that, but let me see if I could bring up my own notes. Yeah, as long as the trend continues and the team continues to work on products and different partnerships, as I said, with marketing, entertainment. So as long as they get people who are interested in this product or this project, I think that it could do very well. Just even starting out now. But 2022 to 2025, using prior price data and predictive modeling, as well as if the growth of investor sentiment continues. And again, I had gathered this information from sources online. A Starlink price prediction of around, again, with three zeros and a one to two zeros and a one, which is possible over a few years. That's definitely possible.
Hmm.
And is what our data shows could be possible in 2022 to 2025, given again the fundamentals, the marketing, the entertainment, people purchasing NFTs, investor sentiment, and again, prior price data. Again, in my mind, I think that as projects grow throughout the years, there's really only one trajectory that they can go. So over the years, not like in a month or two, but in my own opinion, I think that when you come across a good project, it's always going to go up eventually. I mean, I just don't see why a project that people are interested in wouldn't succeed, if you can
Okay.
understand what I'm saying.
Right. And somebody in the chat asked, where can you get Starlink?
Okay, yeah, I said that in my report, but exchanges you can purchase it on is Uniswap because Starlink is a ERC20 token. Gate.io, also Shiba Swap. So those are a top few. I have here in my notes L Bank, BKEX, but I think that the more prominent one that you could probably get it off of is Uniswap. And
Hmm.
guys, just try and remember those gas fees. So
Facts.
I would just tell you guys to be weary of that. So if you're gonna buy some, make sure you buy at least probably $100 worth because gas fees are something now, except until ETH 2.0, which we're looking solo by the end of the year. I think that Vitalik was talking about.
Yes, sir. He was. That's when they're going
So
to
yeah,
start
yeah,
rolling it out in December and January. So hopefully, the sooner the better. Obviously,
of
yeah.
course.
Okay, so let's go to my number five prediction. And I see we got my cousin in the chat. Shout out to you, E. Good to see you. Uh, my number five pick was the Sandbox. Okay, so the Sandbox is a blockchain based on virtual reality, allowing users to create their own reality and buy and sell digital assets in the form of a game. The Sandbox allows users to create their own metaverse. Think The Sims, but you're one of the creators. And the Sandbox uses Sand token and is an ERC20 token, which owners can also stake for rewards. You guys are probably going to start noticing a pattern here with a lot of these gaming tokens that we're talking about. A lot of them are focusing on creating what's known as the metaverse, right? Which allows you to basically build your own kind of world by buying land and um as well as creating characters and such. And the Sandbox has been a very popular one in 2021, and they're already starting to branch out where I think they've come up with a new version of where they're doing the Walking Dead version too, right? That you can do, and a lot of these, I mean, you can play them straight off your computer if you have enough memory on your PC or your Mac, and they'll help you set up a wallet and all of that. So it's very interesting. Are you familiar with the sandbox, or
Uh,
Andrew?
myself, I have heard of it. Um, I hear that it has definitely a lot of, traction around it.
Mm-hmm.
But me myself, no, I'm not very familiar with it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why when I was going over, when you sent me early uh, drafts of this PowerPoint, it kind of intrigued me, and definitely, I think that I definitely think that it's a great project.
Yeah.
It's highly thought out, and I think that it has the that draw attention. Like it'll draw people in. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? The idea of it will definitely bring people to want to test it out, to want to play it, to really build on it.
Definitely. Let's get to price predictions and more. So the current price of Sandbox at the time when we created the slide was 80 cents, and reaching $1.19 back in August. My prediction is $3 to $5 by January 1st of 2022. And once again, this is based off of looking at not just the fundamental sentiment, but as well as doing the technical analysis, and the fact that Sandbox still has a very reasonable market cap at 686 million, and so there's still a lot of room for it to grow. You know what I mean? And the prediction is $12 by the end of 2022 if Sandbox continues to innovate. However, $2 to $5 may be the mid-year price, and that is also contingent, of course, on it being somewhat of a crypto winter. I believe in Q2 primarily, but I think that with a project like this, if they continue to innovate, which they have done and which they have shown to do, there's a lot of great potential for it. And if it continues to evolve by 2025, it can go up to $100. However, if it doesn't evolve nor innovate, it may be anywhere from $1 to $20. And keep in mind, of course, these are just predictions. This is not ironclad, as we mentioned before, but there's still a lot of room for Sandbox to grow, and I think that there's potential. I mean, look at it now; it's at 77 cents. But Sandbox has done very well this year. It's gone up by 1,605%. So I think that if you're buying Sandbox, it's definitely a long term hodl in my opinion. And you ready for number four?
Yeah.
Okay, so number
Well, if I could just
yeah, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
no, just oh, I'm sorry. If you let me put my phone on mute. Sorry about that, guys. Um but no, looking at, Sandbox, the way that I kind of look at this project, it's very, community driven. Where like, again, you said like think of like The Sims, but you're like a creator in the game, and like, you can kind of like you can kind of think of it like when you create something in the game, you can sell it in the game in a sense, and like to me, I like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not like per se that the developers are creating something in the game and saying like, oh, here, buy this, and then you can trade it. But like you can like create in the game. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you can then sell it for I believe voxels. I believe you said that that's the currency. Solo.
Yeah. It uses sand tokens.
Sand tokens.
Yep.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Sand is the utility token. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm bringing it up here. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, when you're playing this game, it's like you are the actual creator in the game. You know, to me, that's really mind blowing in my own sense, because it kind of gives you the freedom to kind of create one of one type of unique assets in the game. You know what I'm saying? So is it, to me, that's kind of mind blowing of it in itself, because like let's say you have like, you know, an architect or something who plays the game and they're doing crazy creations, like, you know, creating all different type of buildings or something like that, or, you know, designs. It's honestly intriguing to me. And, you know, this is like what I'm saying, when we come across these gaming cryptocurrencies, it's it's like the ideas are infinite. You know what I'm saying? It's like it really just relies on your own imagination.
Definitely, and I think that that's why, as the metaverses will evolve, so will the game, and I think that that's what makes these games so interesting, because there's always going to be a continuous evolution, and it's the user, right, for most of these tokens and cryptocurrencies that we look at, that get to create that innovation. And I just want to say special salute to legendary YouTuber Black Ram 313. Salute to you, sir. I'm glad that you're checking us out, sir, and I hope that you get something out of this. It's always good to see a legend in the game that is supporting crypto content. As Ram, as you know, we don't really get a lot of views on these type of videos, so for you to stop by, I do really appreciate that, and I mean that sincerely. And shout out to Jose Navarro. He says, "What coin game has a RuneScape type following?" I find that an interesting question. I mean, I think that a lot of these coins that we are looking at and that we're putting up, they have a very, I wouldn't necessarily say RuneScape type following per se, although some of them I think have that or even more so. But I think that that's very hard to quantify unless you look at it statistically from, well, how many people are talking about it on social media, i.e., Reddit or Twitter, right? But Andrew, what's your definition on that? How would you, because how would you define that? I mean, with the coins that you picked, would you say they have a RuneScape type following, or would you
Um,
equate that to by saying that they have their own following? I mean, how would you base that off of?
well, to me, RuneScape
Oh,
is
RuneScape. Okay,
yeah.
RuneScape. Okay, my bad.
it's
My bad.
a it's an online fantasy RPG. And to me, the way that I look at it is like I think that the more we kind of see these games, they are creating their own fantasy world in a sense. And, you know, again, again, RuneScape was an MMO RPG, massively multi online role playing game. So I think that definitely, you know, the more we come across these type of coins or these cryptos, I think that we might see something like that. I mean, the next coin that we're going to be talking about, it is a massive online entertainment. I mean, not really entertainment, but it's kind of like, you know, the purpose of it is to be like a strategy game. You know, the next coin, if you want to go into that, solo, it's called Star Atlas, um, where yes, this to me is like more in that kind of realm, because Star Atlas, reading off of their own description of it, it's like a strategy game of space exploration. So, and you have like, you know, territorial type, you know, you can own certain places in space. There's political, like, you know, you can own factions or something like that inside the game. So it's, to me, it may not be similar to RuneScape like that, because like, you know, RuneScape to me was more like, you know, guilds and like you know, battling gods and or you know, having gods in the game, and like, you know, different type of fantasy type of stuff. But, you know, I think that more when we talk about like creating vast worlds, like, you know, that's how I can relate it to RuneScape, where it's like, you know, each of these coins are going to have their own metaverse or their own world or their own living, breathing type of place. And when we talk about like a MMORPG, most of these coins are going to be online games. So, like, having that in and of itself, like, that's already in the in the realm of being an MMORPG to me. But going into Star Atlas, Star Atlas is a next gen gaming metaverse emerging from the confluence of state of the art blockchain, real time graphics, multiplayer video game, and decentralized financial technologies. Real time graphics technology using Unreal Engine 5's Nanite allows for cinematic quality video game visuals, and blockchain technology using the Solana protocol establishes a largely serverless and secured gameplay experience. Non fungible tokens obtained and traded within the Star Atlas creates an economy that replicates the tangibility of real world assets and ownership. And to me, this is kind of what I'm starting to see a lot of in a lot of these gaming crypto or just really platforms of itself with like blockchain is there's NFTs all over the place, or unique one-to-one virtual assets of what I think and like kind of NFTs are to me. So this is what I'm kind of getting at when I say like, a lot of these games are going to have their own kind of universe, like, their own fantasy world where you're going to be having old, ultra rare assets, or like say in RuneScape where you have you might have a one-to-one type of weapon or something like that. Or maybe like when we saw with I want to say with like say I don't know if you're familiar with Skyrim solo, or like the Elder Scrolls. I don't know if you're
I'm
familiar with that
familiar with
game.
Elder Scrolls, but I'm not familiar with the other one. No.
Well, Skyrim is created by Elder Scrolls, Bethesda Studios. But what I'm saying with Elder Scrolls, they have an online. It's ESO, Elder Scrolls Online. So what I'm saying is like think of it kind of like where we're going in the future, where there are unique items, in these metaverses and creating this economy inside the game. But now you can actually take the economy out of the game and put it to use in probably real world. You could take what you earn out of the game in a sense. To me, that is really the next evolution of it. You know, and I think that that's really what we're going to see a lot more of with these gaming cryptocurrencies.
Right, definitely. And that's something that I mentioned earlier is you're gonna see a lot more of that. I totally agree. Six Sound says Meta Hero. Meta Hero is definitely one that I definitely looked at as well during the research process. You never know. It might be on here, or it might not be, but definitely that's a good pick. And let's go to price predictions for Star Atlas. If you want to go ahead, Andrew, and break that down as to the price and why you think it'll go where it may go?
Yeah, sure. Well, again, this is I got this information from online investors and reading forums and people who are interested in this product or this project. I keep saying product, but project. But according to technical analysis on past price data in 2021, the price of Star Atlas is priced to reach a minimum level of 15 cents. And this is by the end of the year, because right now Star Atlas is around 11 cents. So that's definitely reachable. I think that 15 cents is reachable. And the Atlas price can reach a maximum level of 17 cents. And 2022, I say that we can reach a minimum level of 23 cents in 2022, and it could reach a maximum level of 27 cents and around there in the middle of 24 cents. And the reason why I'm saying that is because with the price and what we're seeing now over time, again, it's really only been out for, I say, about a year or so. But, again, the way I'm looking at things is that, the way that it has been growing steadily over the year or so, it hasn't really I don't want to say it hasn't been productive or hasn't done anything, but like it's not like it hasn't shot up in a sense, because with all of these different, cryptos, when they have the ICO, when you look at the chart for Atlas, it has a huge spike in the beginning with a lot of these cryptos. So you know what I'm talking about. Early investors, they buy it cheap, they pump it up, and then they dump it off for a price. This is just, a strategy that many investors do to kind of get a 10x or a 20x on their coin. So, but once they get those guys out of the way, we can start to see the actual project and, like, what it does over the years. So right now it's at about 10 cents and it's kind of stabilizing above 10 cents. So right now, that's why I'm saying that by the end of the year it could reach 15 cents, 17 cents maybe. And later on down the years, 2025, if we continue the same type of trajectory, it could be above 50 cents or 60 cents. And, again, this is all ranging. It's just kind of like looking at, okay, 2021, we could reach 15 cents. 2022, let's see if we could add 10 cents on that. 2025, let's see if we can reach 30 cents more, because that's, 3 years later. You know what I'm saying? So just kind of looking at the past, what we're looking at the graph. So that's why I came across like different ranges of being between 60 cents, 70 cents, possibly 80 cents. But, this is just kind of my own thinking, because I'm just looking at the growth of it and where it's stabilized at right now. And then as the project progresses, we could kind of add maybe 10 cents on that, another 10 cents the next year, and so on and so forth.
Hmm. And maybe I should have included this in the slides, but I didn't. But you can definitely get Star Atlas at FTX as well as Radium, for those that are interested. And once again, obviously, it's not financial advice, DYOR, and that's the main reason why I didn't really include where to get it. But yeah, I mean, do your research and whatnot. And yeah, yeah, Ram. So what we're doing is we're going from five on down to one, and so that's what we're doing here. Yep. Okay. So let's go to the next number four for me. I went with Gala Games, also known as Gala. It's a blockchain of games that will help with saving time, buying and selling assets, etc. So it basically is very similar to some of the other tokens that we have spoken of prior, like Star Atlas and Starlink, etc. Gala Games was created by Eric Shiremeyer, who created Mafia Wars, which is a very popular game, Poker, and Farmville. Gala Games is not a single game, but offers different blockchain games. And so, with a lot of these games that we're talking about, a lot of them are regulated to just one type of game. What I like about Gala Games is that it's going to be, it's kind of like, EA Sports, or where they have different types of games. They don't just have one, right? Or I know what's the game that does 2K? What company does 2K? Do you know,
I
Andrew?
think I believe that it's Take Two Interactive.
Okay.
I could try and look that up.
Yeah, it is Take Two Interactive. Now, Take Two Interactive
Yeah.
obviously has some other games too that they do, as well. But I think that with a lot of these crypto games, a lot of them are just regulated to one particular game, which nothing is wrong with that. But let's be honest, eventually, the popularity of a game may dim down a bit, and that happens over time, obviously, where the popularity might go down and then it'll go back up and what have you. But what Gala, I think, has over a lot of these other cryptos that we're looking at is that you can create many different games, which I think is a game changer for them. And Vox's Gala Games set of collectible NFTs. Some Vox are rarer than others. And obviously, most of you guys who are familiar with NFTs, and we'll be talking about NFTs here on the channel more in the future, um, is that they've become very, very popular. collectibles, even for a lot of people, right? Ranging from anything from rare art to comics and what have you. So I think that Gala Games definitely has a very bright future ahead, particularly with it being created by Eric Schiermeyer, who has a very good track record of creating other popular games already. So he definitely has a good reputation in the cryptocurrency gaming world regarding doing quality games or popular games, right? And so price prediction, and once again, this is all research, looking at different data as well as technical analysis. Gala is currently priced at 9 cents and it could reach 20 cents by the end of 2021. And of course, a lot of this take, Andrew, is very conservative. Could it surpass 20 cents and go up to 50 or a buck? Certainly it can, but one of the things, when I do my price predictions, I want to be very conservative because I want people to understand that when you look at the price, in my opinion, right? And let's be honest, we're all looking at the price of an investment, but the reality is that the price to me is more of a micro level, where a macro, when I look at it micro, I'm looking at it like the price is always going to go if they continue to if Eric and his team continue to create innovation with Gala Games, adding popular games and upgrading the tech and what have you, the price is always going to go up, right? um the reality is, if somebody's looking at it now at 9 cents and is hoping, oh, I'm hoping it'll go to $5 or $10. Well, just like we talked about Tesla, right? It all had to start somewhere. One day, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying Gala Games will do this, but one day you might be looking at where it might be $500, and you're gonna be buku buku rich if you have a bunch of Gala Game cryptocurrencies, right? And so the average price in 2022 will be about 20 cents. I believe it'll reach an all-time high of 80 cents by the end of 2022. And by 2025, it should be able to reach $2 to $5 on average. So Gala Games is definitely one that I think has a very bright future, just because of the creator and the fact that he already has a proven track record of putting out quality, blockchain games and what have you, right? And so as long as he continues to innovate, continues to add on, as well as the team per se, I see a very, very bright future for Gala Games.
Yeah, and if I could just touch in on that,
Yeah.
I was just looking at the chart here on CoinGecko, and guys, this Gala Games cryptocurrency has always been in the green over, I mean, throughout its existence. I mean, I'm seeing over the past year, right now it's at over 5,000% green. So, and that's all the way down to even now today. It's been I haven't seen a dip compared to, I mean, according to CoinGecko, it's never been in the red. So in my own opinion, this is honestly a great investment, guys. I've heard about Gala Games, and they were kind of featured on Brave. I'm pretty sure you know about Brave, Brave browser. So they were even featuring it. So I'd say that, yeah, Gala Games is definitely something to look forward to in the future. And just like Solo said, I mean, hey, you never know. It might be $100 by the time you know it. And if you were able to get in at the ground floor, where we really kind of are at the ground floor still. So, I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
yeah. So if you guys get in, a couple years from now, and guys, a lot of people, they want get rich quick. I really don't think when you're dealing with cryptocurrency or any investment, really, there's no such thing as a get rich. It's all about hodling. It's all about knowing to buy the dip. It's all about taking off profits when you can, and but like the main thing I'm getting to is about holding your investment. There's no such thing as a get rich quick scheme in this world. I don't necessarily think so in life, nor do I think with investments.
Right. And I look at it like this, and that's one of the reasons. And Andrew, I'm so glad you brought that up. That's why when we talk about price predictions, I seldom talk about prices on my channel, if you've noticed, or even on crypto videos. I mean, I do, but because to me it's a very micro level of thinking, right? Because a lot of people want to put money in a coin and then they hope that next week or next month it's going to pump, right? And the reality is that, look, let's not be disingenuous. We can all say, yeah, we're here for the tech. Okay, yeah, we know that. We know some of you guys are. Let's be honest. But a lot of people are in it also to make money. Okay, that's let's just keep it real. But the reality is that just because you throw money at a coin doesn't mean it's gonna pump next week or next month. You you know, you got to be realistic, and you got to have a plan. And I think that obviously when you're in a bull run, and then typically if you look at the 4-year cycles of the cryptocurrency market in the previous, the 2017 bull run and what have you, like, yeah, we always have a top cycle where everything just pumps, even crap coins, they just pump, right? And
Hmm.
the reality is, and that's why I want people to understand that you have to look at it at a macro level. It's kind of like, Andrew, we're getting into it like when, uh, EA Sports just started, or Take Two Interactive just started, right?
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and I want people to start to understand that you're investing into a company that has potential to go up. And if you're just looking at it at a micro level, like, yeah, what is it? Is it going to pump? Is it going to pump? Is it going to pump? You're looking at it at a micro level, because then it reminds me of one of these Bitcoin memes that you see on, these memes where some guy says, "Yeah, man, I'm glad that." For example, I forgot the name of the guy, but this was a famous one. Yeah, Bitcoin went up to $8, man, and I doubled my Bitcoin, and I finally sold. Well, that's great. I'm happy that he was able to buy or sell Bitcoin at $8 when he bought it for 4. But guess what? Bitcoin right now is at like 48,000. So I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
if he still hodled some or bought more, he's a lot happier now than he would be or was at $8. You know what I'm saying? So
Of course.
so
Yeah.
when we look at this, like a lot of these things, and I'm glad, Andrew, you brought it up. I'm looking at a lot of these cryptocurrencies from a long-term perspective, and I'm talking about, granted the price predictions are till 2025, but I'm looking at, you know 5 to 10 years what they can do.
Hmm.
And like I
Hmm.
said prior in the video, there's probably going to be other cryptocurrencies or gaming tokens that we're not even privy to because they haven't been created yet, or somebody's working on a game as we speak, because the technology will evolve, especially with virtual reality. I just think that we're just really getting into it. I think that one day, Andrew, you mentioned Ready Player One, right? That
Yeah.
movie, which I think is a great movie. I think everybody should watch it
Yeah.
because
It's
it'll it'll
fantastic. Yeah.
it'll give you an idea of where virtual reality can go in regards to not just an ecosystem, but just in general as a lifestyle, right? But I think
Hmm.
a lot of people, if you start to really think at a macro level of where it can go, particularly with the technology evolving, it can be like a Ready Player One where you have virtual reality. Obviously, we know virtual reality is already very realistic, depending on what type of game you're playing, etc. But it's going to come to a point where it's going to be an ecosystem, to a point where you're going to have so many active users on it that the price then is just going to go, up eventually for some of these. So that's what I mean by macro level, is not just looking at the price. The price, look, we all know we want the price to pump. Let's not be disingenuous. That's facts. But with the technology evolving, with the innovation that's going to be coming into it, especially in the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to go through the roof. Anything you
Yeah.
want to add
And
on to that, Andrew, or
uh, no, I mean, well, the only thing I could say when I'm bringing up virtual reality technology, um, I remember before I was watching something, I believe it was on TV, about like, people had like a station where like they could be having the VR headset and they could like run around. and it's like it would keep them stationed in like a certain place. So there was like infinite running room. And I mean solo, just like when we had those old school arcade places where like you could go into the store and you could play all of the arcade games and everybody's having fun. Imagine if we had a VR arcade room where you had a whole bunch of VR stations and that was like a business. And imagine if those started popping up all over major cities, all over the world. I mean,
And
just think
I
about
think
how that would grow.
that'll definitely happen, and I already believe they have some of them in Japan,
Hmm.
if I'm not mistaken. So yeah,
But
I definitely see
but
that
we know
happening.
that Asia is 5 to 10 years ahead of us.
Oh
So
yeah. It kind of reminds me back in the early 90s when they used to have internet cafes, right? Where
hmm.
if you didn't have money to buy a computer, because computers used to be very expensive, especially in the early 90s, people would go to an internet cafe. They would serve you coffee or tea, and then you would pay by the hour, or even in 50-minute intervals, depending on the internet cafe that you went to go online and do research or check your email. Well, obviously, look at where we're at now with the internet cafe. Most of them are non-existent now. I mean, they still exist, obviously, in various parts around the world. I know in Africa they still have them because of the fact that electricity in certain parts of Africa isn't as stable as the USA and other first world countries per se. But if you look at it now, even in Africa, they have more mobile phones, cell phones in Africa than they do personal computers. And guess what? You can go online through your phone. So what I'm saying is that eventually, virtual reality, once it becomes more scalable, it's going to be more affordable for the everyday person. And in some instances, it already is.
yeah, it kind of reminds me of purchasing like like remember when we used to have the PlayStation 2 and like that used to run like $300, and like they just kept creating new technology and building on it. So eventually like some of the old VR technology that we have is going to be affordable to the everyday consumer. So in my own opinion, obviously there's going to be state of the art technology that only the elites can obviously have. And you could say that it was like that as soon as VR technology came out. It was like only the richest of the richest people could afford it. Because I remember one time, like, Oculus was like maybe 1,099, so like for you, people will live in the metaverse. I hope not, Six Sounds. I hope we could at least sleep in our own beds, but I mean, honestly, he might honestly be correct. Some people might have to create a whole different persona, and that will be their real person. Like, they'll be in the game
Well,
as that
you
one
already see
person.
that happening on social media, where on Instagram,
Yeah.
people are pretending to be one thing and they're not, or even on YouTube, we see that all the time, right? And that's why
Yeah. I
people,
mean,
yeah, you know, and so yeah. All
yeah.
right,
So it's definitely a possibility.
okay, so let's go to number three, and this was your third choice, Ultra. Go ahead and break that down for us, bro.
Yeah. This is this one really caught my eye when when I was trying to settle on the top three, and I chose this token because it's really kind of like a platform or blockchain. And the reason why is because it's a platform for people to buy, play games, live stream. You can interact with different influencers. So what I'm honestly saying is, like, think of it like GameStop. You can go inside there, you can play different, testing games, you can buy games, you can download them. You can it's like basically an online kind of platform where you can go in there. And also it allows game developers, like, let's say you're trying to create a game, you now have a platform to go ahead and say, hey, I want to put this game out, and I want to see how it does. So now you can put it on this platform and people can find it, They can purchase it. They can play demos of it. So it's really kind of opening the door for people to kind of be introduced to new certain games and like allow developers to put out their new games out there to kind of have a way of marketing their games. And to me, I think that that's really astronomical because a lot of the times we see it with many of these crypto tokens, they really can't market themselves. They try to do ads or on like PooCoin ads, or like they try to do marketing through Telegram, or they try and do when we saw with Safe Moon, it was in Times Square. Like they're trying different ways to market these type of coins. But with this Ultra, it's allowing them to have a platform to just go straight to it. So now they can directly interact with the actual consumer. Now, let me just read what I wrote. Ultra is a protocol and platform positioned to disrupt the $140 billion USD gaming industry using blockchain technology to allow anyone to build and operate their own game distribution platform or virtual goods trading service. Now, UOS is the token that powers the Ultra ecosystem and can be used to purchase everything on the platform, including games, virtual items, and ads for game developers. Ultra has partnerships with Ubisoft, which is a high top ranked gaming publisher, as well as they have a partnership with Theta. And that's when I got into the live streaming. So as you can see, they have some heavy hitters in terms of partnerships. And I mean, just honestly imagine if we have EA Sports, we have Take Two Interactive going to publish their games on this platform. It's the idea of it, or the utility of it, is what really drove me to pick this as my number 3. I think that this will definitely be something that it will be it'll be a front runner for game distribution later on in the future. And remember, guys, these coins that were given to you are in their baby stage. You know what I'm saying? They're very kind of like, within the 1 to 2 year range. So, again, guys, when we want to look at things, we want to look at them on a macro level. So, it's kind of fresh out now in the 1 to 2 years, because right now the
Yeah,
price
I
of it.
mean, I just looked at it. Ultra just came out about a year ago, actually, on the 20th.
Mhm.
It'll mark its 1 year anniversary. So yeah,
Yeah, so and if I mean honestly, if we look at the full chart, let me see if I could bring it up here and give you guys a general idea here. Yeah, it says actually June, let's even go back to September. September 2020, we're looking at about 16 cents, right? So that was about a year ago. Now the price of it is around 70 cents. Guys, I mean, it's honestly unbelievable to me. Um, the growth of it is definitely amazing. And like I already said, imagine the partnerships that they could have. Again, EA, Take Two Interactive, Bethesda. I mean, honestly, so let's go ahead to the price prediction here. Again, the fact that it's very young, the big flood of new users could put this on a real steep trajectory. And again, this is all off of investor sentiment, looking at charts and way that it's growing. We could see that this coin could easily go above $1 I'd say honestly, by the time we reach maybe December. It could easily be over $1, maybe $1.50. But again, I try to be bullish with my price predictions because I kind of want, to kind of hype people up in a sense. But again, you can kind of be conservative as well. I probably should have put in there maybe $1.50 to $2.50 by the end of 2021. So that's where I'm looking at, but like, as I said, an average of about $2.24 at the end of 2021, as we assume that, new users will be coming on. They'll be mining, watching advertising, purchasing different NFTs, games also. $7 by the end of 2022, providing that the team will deliver what it has promised. Again, bringing in different partnerships, different game announcements, again. And 2025, $19 to $20 due to the innovative technology that will revolutionize not only, people playing video games, purchasing video games. Remember when you used to go to the store? Like, I honestly remember when I was younger, I would go to the mall and I would purchase Madden. I would wait in line to purchase Madden. Like that used to be like a big experience. I remember one time I went to Best Buy to buy Grand Theft Auto 5, and like the line was outside the door, Solo. Like literally down the block as soon as Grand Theft Auto 5 was being released. And that was, I don't know how many years ago. But just imagine that there's no line. There's no line anymore. You could go directly on the platform and purchase it. The same way nowadays where we have our gaming systems where you could just purchase it and download it online. Obviously with like PS4 and like Steam and think of it like that, kind of like Steam, where you can download games and things like that. But now we're introducing blockchain technology into that, where we have a mutable type of ledger technology where everything is also with smart contracts, and things of that nature, where you can possibly trade video games with people. It's like, to me, this is again like when we're talking about Web 3.0, it's like taking it to that next level. You know what I'm saying, Solo?
Definitely, definitely. And for those who I just want to say, for those who are just joining the stream, this is we're not taking the stream down, it'll be up. So if you're just coming into the middle of it, um the stream will be up. Just, catch the playback on some other coins, because we're talking about Ultra right now, but we got to keep the stream moving. So just know that the stream will still be up. Don't worry about that, and you can always watch the playback and take notes and what have you while you do your own research on these cryptocurrencies, guys. So I just want to mention that because I know that we will have people obviously who are going to be dropping in and out and whatnot. So that way we don't have to keep repeating what we're talking about. Yeah. Okay. And so let's go to my pick here. Oh, wait. So you mentioned that it'll hit $19 to $20 due to innovative technology that will revolutionize not only the video gaming experiences but also blockchain. And I looked at that, and I think that that's certainly possible. You seem to be very bullish on Ultra compared to a lot of your other picks. I noticed.
Yeah, because again, to me, it's a platform that will allow people, again, to, like, say developers, they can put their game out and put it out there and allow people to test it out, try it out. Like, it's also, again, with, like, I said they have partnerships with Theta, Ubisoft. Those are big names, Solo. Those are big names. And the fact that they're trying to bring in different companies, like say EA, to me, this is going to be the future of game distribution. There's going to be the ability for people to go on and market their own video games. You're not really going to have like, crazy licenses to go put it out on, say, like Steam. You could just go on there and try and put out your own game and market it. And also, it it is just a great platform that I think that can bring gamers and developers together. And oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that people may want to know where you can purchase it from. It's on Uniswap, Qcoin, BitThumb, Bitfinex, and the Bandcore network. It you can purchase it with USDT, USDC, BTC. So I
Hmm.
think that I definitely think that this, to me, like, well, like, even here, I think that I think I have it here in my notes where, like, they're also trying to partner with Amazon, eBay, Walmart, shopping.io. So again, these again, Bethesda, Adobe, Riot, ZeniMax, Bandai, Namco, like, these are big names, Solo. These are big names here. So I think that the project has a great utilization, and I think that if the Bulls can hit it right and the people come fascinated with this platform, it's endless.
Okay, certainly, and I definitely agree with you on that, and I appreciate you doing your due diligence on researching that. It's definitely one that I'll be keeping my eye on, and I might even, put a few dollars into Ultra. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Let's go to my number three. This is a very popular one. I think a lot of you guys may have heard of this. This went on a really, really good run. It's Decentraland, also known as Mana. Decentraland is an Ethereum-based blockchain that defines, and I misspelled it. I apologize. That defines itself as a virtual reality token, right? And Decentraland has done very, very well this year. When you look at Decentraland, a lot of people have to realize that the creators of Decentraland, who are not with the team anymore, but Ariel Milik and Esteban Ordano, they were the creators of it. They have stepped down, but they are advisors of it right now. And basically, they have a very strong team behind it, very strong advisors. And the Central Land is one of those that is known as the Bitcoin of VR. The Central Land came up with the term metaverse, right? And so a lot of the other tokens and cryptocurrencies that we've been talking about, they took that blueprint from Decentraland. Decentraland was launched as an ICO back in 2017. And so a lot of people got to understand when you start talking about monetizing like your land through leasing and advertising and stuff like that, decentralized started all of that, right? And then with the mana tokens, of course, now it allows you then to buy different things, along with the fact that this is an ERC20 blockchain, so you're able to uh, do the NFTs as well. So I think that the Central Land has definitely a lot of potential, and the fact that it survived the 2018 2019 bear market and has exploded this year is definitely a great look. Let's take a look at some price predictions here. So Decentraland has grown very well in 2021. It reached I'm predicting for it to reach $1.61 by the end of this year. Now the Central Land um, already hit $1.61, actually at its all-time high. But I think at the end of this year, if with continuous innovation as well as a bullish trend that we're seeing in the market, even though there's a lot of manipulation, let's be honest, right? And we will continue to see manipulation. That's just what it is. Until there's regulation, that's just what it is. I can easily see it through $3 to $5, $3 to $5. 2022, um, with it to continue for it to evolve, it should be at $10, right? And I'll be honest with you, Andrew. I think the $10 is very conservative. Um, if it goes higher than $10, that wouldn't really shock me because of the fact that Decentraland really has taken off, right? And a lot of people don't realize, but what else makes it unique is the fact that it's the trendsetter with this whole metaverse uh, that we're talking about, this whole metaverse terminology, right? That it creates that. It's very interesting to see what other trends that the Central Land will set. So 2025, I see it rise to about 15 to $20 because I think that in the next few years, you're going to see a rise of innovation in the virtual reality sector, period. Not just with blockchains and games, but just throughout the whole ecosystem. And so I think that Mana will do very, very well here. Very, very well. What are your takes on Decentraland or Mana?
I definitely think that it's the first. of its real kind. As you say, it's the Bitcoin of the virtual reality. And looking at some of the information that I've gathered and read up, it's like kind of similar to like when Fallout 4 or like those games kind of came out where it was like infinite amount of real possibilities in a sense. Like you can not really infinite, but it's like you can have a plot of land and you can kind of customize it. You can create different, I don't want to say protocols, but like different ways to kind of generate money or currency within the game. So, in my own opinion, I definitely think that Decentraland is a great pick. I definitely know that we've heard about it for a long time. After looking at the charts, I definitely agree with you that a year or two from now, yeah, I definitely see it reaching $10 or at least well above $7 to $8. I definitely think so because as you already said, it has reached an all-time high of $1.61, and we know how again the market works. We reach an all-time high, it dips, and then it's going to surpass that all-time high. So I definitely think that it definitely can reach a grand scheme of things later on, like 5-10 years from now, well above 15, 20, 30, $40. So I'm honestly right there with you, Solo. I think that it's a great pick.
Mhm. And shout out to C3 says salute Solo. Appreciate your work as always. Let's learn something. Yeah, Andrew will tell you, man. He put his stuff together in a PDF, and I was very impressed. Um, I can certainly make his list public if he is down to do so, and you guys can get a copy of the PDF. The PowerPoints too. We do a lot of research, guys, and we don't just throw up anything just to get it, do this, right? We do our due diligence with these because at the end of the day, one thing that I'm very proud of is, this channel, we have a proven track record of picking great coins, right? I was talking about Ripple, aka XRP, when it was 3 cents. Now look at where XRP is at, even with this whole SEC fiasco. Right? I was talking about Cardano ADA when it was 20 cents. So we make a lot of great picks. Now, do I make some bad picks too? I'm not going to be disingenuous, of course. I was very bullish on SafeMoon, but I'm not anymore. Andrew, let's talk about SafeMoon for a second because that seems to come up as well. Why has SafeMoon there was a lot of hype about SafeMoon early on. What do you think has caused SafeMoon to be stagnant? Is it just the market or whatnot? Because there's been some other meme coins like that whole is it Satayama? That has
Saitama.
done very very well. Feg token has done very well. Also Kishu Inu or other ones have done very well. Why do you think SafeMoon kind of has been stagnant, or do you think that my assertion is wrong?
No, it's not wrong. Definitely not wrong. I think that yeah, a lot of people were bullish early on because I think it kind of was a first of its kind with this um yielding back rewards or auto generating rewards. Uh kind of like that. Like, that's really kind of what we saw with it. And I'm still hopeful on Safe Moon. I mean, they did come out with a wallet, right, Solo? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
they did.
yes, they did. And I will say this, not to cut you off. I think if at the end of the year run up, and I've already spoken about this in previous videos. If you watch my channel, I think that we're probably gonna have a run up in January or February. I still think Safe Moon will do well. I still hodl a little bit. I was lucky enough to get into Safe Moon early, and I was able to flip it for a profit. But just for transparency, I won't be holding Safe Moon for long term, to be honest. So as soon as it starts pumping in January, I'm getting rid of it like a single mother at a hot track. That's all I got to say.
Oh my goodness. But I definitely can agree with you that yeah, when we have a run up, I will be selling I say at least 90 to 95% of my Safe Moon. And to me, I think that it just kind of lost its hype because there was an influx of so many of these community coins, meme coins, whatever you want to call them. However, I think that the meme coin community, they started to evolve where they started to develop partnerships. Again, we were I still am bullish on baby Dogecoin. It's still yielding me back coins, and it's in my portfolio it's top 5. So
Oh,
I'm
really?
still
Safe
bullish
Moon is
on it.
top
Yeah.
five?
Oh, no, not Safe Moon, baby Doge. Baby
Oh, okay,
Doge.
okay, okay.
Baby
I was
Doge.
gonna say, man, what
No,
Safe Moon
no, no, no,
is
no.
in your top five, brother. What type of coins are you buying, bro?
Nah, nigga. Oh shit.
I'm gonna say, brother, we
Nah.
might have to do a consultation, bro. To see,
No,
you know what
no,
I'm
no,
saying?
no,
If
no.
Safe Moon is one of your top five coins, hey, you might need a solo consultation. And for people who are
Oh, so
wondering, yes, guys, I do consultations, one on one, right? And these consultations are basically for beginners, but also if you're a veteran and you just want to go over like strategy or ask me about coins and just do some tokenomics, I'm all for it. But yeah, oh, go ahead, bro. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I do
no,
want the
no,
brothers to know, people to know that I do consultations, and I'll post the link in the chat here for them as well.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, I myself do consultations as well. Later on when I create my second channel, I definitely will be putting that out there and marketing for anybody who wants to get in contact with me. If you've liked what I've been saying on Solo TV, Trendsetter TV, you've already changed your name, Solo Crypto TV. You've already changed your name so many times, Solo. But if you like what I'm talking about later on in the future, we could definitely set something up. But no, Safe Moon is in the bottom 10. It's already below 10 for me in my portfolio and my holdings. Right now, if anybody's interested, my top 5 are Shiba Inu, Baby Doge, Porn Rocket, Everrise, a coin, a little gem that I came across, Rich City. So
So
those
you
are
are
just some of
very
those.
so you're very meme crypto heavy, I notice, which I find
Uh,
very interesting because you are a certified blockchain expert. Not, we're not just saying that by title here, but he is because he's certified. He studied this. Are you looking at meme? And I know some of these, Shiba Inu, you
well,
can't really call it a meme anymore because it has transcended that. But are you looking to just make a quick flip on when they run up, or what's your reasoning for being so meme heavy? I'm just curious.
well, Solo. That's my trick wallet. Let's just say that
Oh, okay, okay.
that's my wallet that I just kind of got meme coins in. But if you want to go to my main wallet, my blue chip wallet, V Chain is number 1. I have ADA number 2. I have XVG, which is Verge number 3. I have Ethereum, and Algorand is my top 5. So though that's my blue chip wallet. But yeah,
Okay, and I'm glad
I'm
you.
kind of
I'm
like you,
glad.
Solo.
Wait,
I have wallets for different things.
I'm glad you made that clear because for somebody who's a beginner, they may not understand it, but a veteran, and this is how I know you've been in the space, veterans are going to have their blue chip coins, right? And for me,
Hmm.
this is no particular order. I've got for my blue chip ADA, VChain, Algorand, Ethereum, as well as what else? H bar. Love H bar was doing
Yes,
very well,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Hedara
So,
hash
and
graph.
then
Yeah.
of course we also have our meme wallets that depending on what you're looking to do with them. So for me, for transparency because everybody, all of our financial situation is different, and this is why this isn't financial advice. But for me, I look at a lot of the memes, like I've got Baby Doge as well. I've got Fag Token, and then I've got that Sayatama Inu. Is that how you say it?
I think so.
Satama.
Sayatama. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot of people, and I get why people will go into the memes because they're very affordable. Let's be honest, and they tend to pump, right? But I'll be honest, I don't think 90% of them will be around because a lot of them are just copying from each other. I mean, I just saw
Mhm.
recently on Live Coin Watch, they just came up with micro Shiba Inu and then micro Doge. And it's kind of like, okay, how many more
Yeah,
Doges can
yeah.
we have? We got Papa Doge, we got Gold Doge, we got, I mean, it's like, and
We got
it
Daddy Doge. We
yeah,
got
exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it just
yeah.
kind of gets out of hand because you have so many of them. C3 says Solo basically SafeMoon had an issue with in-house staff where the CTO and COO, the CTO was planning on blackmailing the company, but they let him go while it delayed. Wow. And I wasn't even aware of that, right? Um, that and CTO stands for Chief Technology Officer, who for
Mhm.
people who are not familiar, and COO, basically what that means is Chief Operating Officer. So for me, that lets me know that there might be some issue with the finances or how money is being divvied out, but I'm not 100% sure, so I don't really want to comment on that. But I didn't know that they had in house issues. Going to wait until SafeMoon has completed their roadmap plan, SafeMoon Exchange, SafeMoon Blockchain, token distribution and integrated tokenomics reflections, and the Ghana blockchain distribution. Okay. And here's the thing: if you have SafeMoon, look, I will say this. I mean, if they follow their roadmap, does it mean SafeMoon can bounce back? Of course, we've seen coins bounce back all the time. I think ADA, Cardano's a good example of that, right? And I know a lot of you are wondering, wait, ADA? Because the ADA got a lot of criticism for the fact that they are slow, right? Especially unrolling smart contracts and usage adoption functionality. And Charles Hoskinson's, of course, one thing I brilliant guy. Have you ever watched the Charles Hoskinson's live stream, Andrew, or listen to that
Yeah,
man talk?
yeah.
This guy's
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
a
yeah.
genius. He's a
He is,
genius.
and he's just so down to earth to me.
Yeah. Oh, but he will bark at a hater with the swiftness. That's what I love about him. He doesn't pretend like he's a cool dude, but if you say something that he doesn't like, he will clap back at you with that wittiness and that fire. That's what I
Yeah,
like about
yeah.
Charles, and hopefully
I
one day we can interview him on the channel. I think that would be a great discussion. Although I'll be honest,
mhm.
Andrew, you might have to ask him the questions because Charles, a lot of the stuff he might say. Because I'm gonna be real, like I seldom watch YouTubers where I have to have a pen and piece of paper and take notes or rewind it
Mm.
back multiple times to try to understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of my favorite live streams he did was just recently, was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, where he was talking about, he was asked, because he does do Q&A, and I wish more CEOs or presidents of cryptocurrencies would do that, but I get it, they're busy and they're spending all their riches and and living their life, and obviously I'm being a bit facetious here, but he was asked about automation and how that would influence the blockchain world, and he gave such a great answer, man. And I think, and this is one of the reasons why in the next few months on my channel you're gonna see a lot more into what's the word, you're gonna see more advanced to middle ground um type crypto videos, because uh, you guys got to understand, if you're looking at it from just the beginners and at the micro level for price, look, we're all here to make money. Once again, I will emphasize that. But once you start to understand that blockchain ain't going nowhere and that cryptocurrency will be used to fuel a lot of what we're talking about, especially in this gaming world, along with, we always talk about payments, right, on my channel, currency, right? That's great and dandy. But when I started to really look into this and Andrew suggested that we do this stream, I realized, you know what? If you focus on some of these um, gaming tokens that we're showing you, like the Central Land, like Starlink, Ultra, Gala, etc. I mean, a lot of you might not even need to go into some of these other ones that we've been talking about. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but some of these gaming tokens are going to make a lot of people filthy rich if they, if they buy the bottom. And right now, you can get them for the low.
You know, not only that, Solo, you could definitely get it for the low, but think about these young kids where they can play to earn. I mean, imagine like a kid like I honestly remember, oh, King Nick, King Nick, what's good, bro? But the
Shout out
thing,
to
right, when
King Nick. King Nick has been a long time member
yes, sir.
of my channel, and also he's part of the elite group in the conglomerate, and I respect his opinion. He's a day trader, and he's very, very well versed in regards to technical analysis. Hey, King Nick, it'd be nice to have you on again one day when you're free to maybe do like a TA 101 for beginners, bro. I think that would be dope to have. I did have Lionel do it once, but I think King Nick would be very insightful to have on as well because as a day trader,
Yes, yeah.
his philosophy obviously is going to differ compared to Lionel. And shout out to Lionel. I'm not saying he's wrong, but Lionel looks at it more long term or immediately as well. But King Nick, as a day trader, his strategy is completely different than my strategy, obviously. So me and him, we always bump heads. But King Nick, I will stand by what I've been telling you for the last 2-3 years. XRP will be the number one coin by January or February of 2022, and I will gladly put some Ethereum on it. If you want to make a bet, we can put 0.25 or 1.5 Ethereum on it. I'll gladly take that bet because XRP is going to the moon. But yeah, Andrew, go ahead, bro.
Uh, nah, King Nick, I'm still waiting on that review, man. I sent you some articles before. You ain't ever get back to me, bro. It's all right. It's all right. But no, what I'm thinking about, what I was saying with gaming cryptos or just basically the cryptocurrency market, because remember I remember, Solo, you were saying that there was a 12-year-old making how many thousands of dollars a month selling NFTs?
$300,000 a month.
Oh my goodness. I mean, oh my God. I mean, imagine if you're out here as a 15-year-old kid playing gala games and you're sitting over here making money playing video games all day. You wouldn't need to go to school. You wouldn't need to go to college. Think about that for a second, guys. I mean, the future is going to be unbelievable where we're going to be having to ask ourselves a question with this cryptocurrency and what we're getting into at this point early now. Our kids may not even have to go to school like that. We could literally homeschool our kids at what we want to
Nah,
educate them on.
heck no. Them little rats are going to school, bro.
You
They
want to
go
send them
to
to the
school.
indoctrination camp?
They go, listen, man. I'm taking them to like a private school or something like that.
Okay, okay,
Don't
okay.
worry, I'm gonna bet it, but they ain't staying at home, bro. They ain't staying at home.
Hey, listen. When when you got the mansion, you could just put them off in a little sector over there, Solo. It's like they're not even there. You know what I'm saying? That's how big the mansion's gonna be.
I mean, hey, that's true. I don't disagree with that. And I haven't thought about that. I mean, obviously, kids is something that I've talked about before, but we'll see, bro. When that time comes, we'll cross that bridge then, I guess. But you know, but I know if they get homeschooled, if things are going the way that we think it's gonna go, I'm gonna be so busy running multiple businesses that I'll be even lucky to be able to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. We'll see.
I think that I just think that the future is just pretty grand, Solo. You know,
Yeah.
especially with these investments that we're doing now. And
Oh yeah.
honestly, Solo, I know that you're building a team. I know that. And later on down in the future, we're gonna be working together, obviously, later on in our lives. So that what I'm basically trying to say is that what we're doing now is gonna pay off in bankrolls in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely, definitely, and I don't disagree with you on that, and I think that um, I mean, I was very well aware of the gaming tokens, and I think that one of the things I always try to emphasize is DYOR, do your own research. Is there's so many coins, right? And even for a guy like me who's been in the space for over 4 years now, it can become overwhelming, right? But once Andrew, you told me, hey, we should definitely do a video speaking on the gaming cryptocurrencies and the ecosystems and whatnot. And then the more I start doing my research, then I realize, because other YouTubers have been speaking about this as well, especially with the rise of NFTs. And it's kind of like, yo, a lot of these coins are for the very, very low right now. And if you hodl within the next, 12 months to 4 or 5 years, some people are going to see massive gains on these coins. You know what I mean? But it's like you said, Andrew, and I got to reemphasize what you said. I want people to get out of the mindset of just looking at it as oh, well, when's the price gonna go up, and then try to dump it as soon as it does. Now I get it. Shout out to King Nick. We do have our day traders here, but with these type of coins, it's kind of like you're looking at you know EA Sports, like you said, or Take Two Interactive, and some of these coins are going to go up exponentially. I mean, and so I think that the Central Land is going to do very well. Um, it's already done very well, actually, and I think it'll continue to do very well.
Yeah, of course. And to me, we're just at the beginning of it. It's just starting out. This integration of the games and blockchain and uh cryptocurrency, it's just at the beginning, guys. Like it's like really, I want you guys to be hype over this, because think of just video games of itself. I mean, I already said over $140 billion gaming industry. We have to get a piece of that pie. And just because we're in the crypto space and now they're integrating it into games with blockchain, we have to seize on this type of opportunity. We have to.
And I totally agree with that. And so moving on, the next two coins that you guys are going to see, me and Andrew actually agreed on them. So I didn't see the need to have a separate breakdown. Um, they're going to be as one. So what coins do you guys think is number two? I'm going to give you guys a quick 30 seconds to make guesses. Here we go. Podcoin. Psych, I lied. It's not Podcoin. That's another video. Um, Number two is Engine Coin. Okay, Engine has really taken the crypto world by storm. A lot of people are very bullish on Engine Coin. It's a cryptocurrency for virtual goods created by Engine. It's got the largest gaming community platform online with over 250,000 gaming communities and 18.7 million registered users. The project includes the Engine Coin as well as a suite of software development kits that developers can integrate into their games and communities. It's an ERC20 token. Andrew, why did you rank Engine Coin so high?
Well, well, first off, because it's kind of newer. Well, not I don't want to say newer, but in my own sense, the way that they're going, um, when we get to number one, you'll see what I'm talking about with that one in terms of market cap and volume. But I chose Engine Coin because the utility of it is kind of new. And the basic utility of it is it wants to be on a broad spectrum. It wants to be implemented in a bunch of different games as a kind of like a universal type of uh, cryptocurrency in games. And when we get to the SDKs, the software development kits, it's going to allow people who are creating games, they could implement Engine Coin into their games. So imagine you're playing a multitude of different games and you're using the same coins. You could transfer again from this game to this game. So in my own opinion, the way that it is right now and the future possibilities of it are really enormous to me. And I really like it because it's not sticking to one game. It's really a broad type of thing. Like, they're utilizing it in different games. So to me, that's why I like it, because it can be used over multiple different type of games and different type of communities. That's what I like about it. Plus, it's also on the Ethereum network. And we already have high hopes for that. So obviously that is going to be more stable to me. So a project like this can have the stability of the Ethereum network, but also the fact that it's going to be used in a multitude of different games. That's going to really draw people in to kind of use its utility. And
Right.
me, I'm really big on utility. I mean, we were dealing with Hex guys the other day. So, you
Let's not
know,
go there, but yeah.
yeah, that's really what I'm big on, is really
Number
utility.
it's number three in the market cap, man. But who's trading it? Who's hexes are just trading it amongst themselves, right? I don't see
Yeah,
institutions going into that. But one thing I like that you said about Engine Coin, this goes back to what the other guy was asking earlier about, does it have a large community like RuneScape, right? And Engine Coin already does. Look at it, 18.7 million registered users, and that number is going to go up. It's going to go up because you got to
facts.
understand this is going to be throughout the whole world. And once um, you have people that are going to be able to have more access to, engine type games in countries, particularly where they don't even have their own banks, right? I think it's like what 40% of the world don't have a bank account or something like that. I could be
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
But imagine people that have their own, like your cell phone, and we already established that is going to be your own bank, right? Which it already is for certain people. Like in Africa, for example, more people have mobile phones than they have a laptop or computer, right? But it's also going to, but let's also be honest, you don't think people are also playing games on their phone? I remember when there was a game about 10 years ago that was super popular on cell phones known as Angry Bird. Do you remember that game, Andrew?
oh, I remember
Angry
angry,
Bird
yeah.
was so popular. Everybody was playing it. Easy game to play, right? And I think that with Engine, and this goes back to something you mentioned. One of the things that I was looking at, like when I was looking at Gala and when I was looking at Engine, is also what you were looking at is you can have it on different type of. It doesn't just have one game, but a multitude of games, which is awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And I was even doing more reading right now, where it has smart contract capabilities. And what I'm kind of saying is like let's say a game will use Engine Coin as kind of like its parent currency, kind of like how we have BNB, and we have like all of these different coins that you can purchase with BNB. if you go into the game, you can use your engine coin to purchase the currency in the game and get hella coins inside the game. Think about that for a second. You could become instantly rich in the game with this smart contract capability just using engine coin. And then the same engine coin will go to the developers to develop the game, to build upon the game. It's the utility of it is just profound to me.
I totally agree, and I was actually looking for an article to pull up here, but I'll wait till towards the end. Um, I want to show the ecosystem, right? Because you were talking about smart contracts, and not only will it be utilized for games, apps, and other platforms, but also the you look at the engine smart wallet and then the smart contracts. So the ecosystem is looking very good, and then the SDKs, right? Those plugins, that's more your area of specialties. Can you delve into what that will entail for people who may not be technically inclined, like myself, in that area? How that might be a game changer for Engine Coin.
Yeah. SDKs and plugins are kind of like plug and play. It kind of allows people to integrate something very quickly, very efficiently, without having to do all the coding and all that extra stuff. So, in my own studies, development, like say, Hyperledger Fabric, I don't know if you've heard of that type of blockchain, um, but with that, it's like SDKs. It's kind of like you can customize it in a sense. That's where the SDKs come in, software development kits. You can customize how you want this type of blockchain to interact, or like how you want it to function with ease, with simplicity. It's just like plug and play. So now when these people who are creating games, all they got to do is just plug and play. They could take a feature of engine coin, put it in their game. They could leave certain things out. They can really customize it the way that they want to without having to go to the extraneous needs of doing coding and backlogging and having to go through all of those trial and error when they're trying to facilitate an in-game currency in their actual video game or their app or whatever they're trying to create.
Thank you for that breakdown, and I really appreciate it. And yeah, definitely, um, I'm definitely looking to load up on Engine Coin. I've got a little bit, not a lot, but I'm definitely going to be looking into getting more of that here. Let's get into some price predictions. So the price of Engine at the time when this PowerPoint was created was $1.64. $2.50 is the possible price for the end of 2021. Andrew, do you agree with that? I mean, our sentiment was similar in that regard, but do you think it could go higher than 250, or do you think that sounds about right? What's your take on it? Because the all-time high is
Well,
$4.14, so we already know it's already hit the 250 mark before. So
yeah, I personally think that by the end of 2021, I say
mhm.
maybe the high of $3. But
Okay,
you know, again, I'm trying to be bullish, but as we are right now, I think the price is $1.60 something, right at this moment. So yeah, I definitely think that later on, with more utilization, people utilizing it more, I think that we could see it pump above $2 easily by the time we reach the end of 2021, if I want to be on a conservative route.
yeah, and like I said, I wouldn't be shocked if it eclipses the $2.50 mark. It could
Hmm.
possibly even hit $5. But like I said, I like to be realistic. But I'm very bullish on Engine. 2022, it should be at a $3 conservative level. A bullish level is 10 to 15 bucks. And I say that because obviously, as you mentioned, Andrew, there's with there being more utility with Engine as well as more integration in various different games and developers being able to, you know, create plugins and whatnot. Um, Engine has really potential to take off.
Yeah, definitely. And Like we already said, we're really at the beginning of this gaming and cryptocurrency and blockchain integration. So I think that we're going to see again more, not only FOMO from investors, but people who are developing video games. They're going to have a FOMO of saying, "Oh, well, we got to integrate a currency in our game. We have to do this." So even with that being the situation, they're going to go to Engine to have that ease of integrating it into their video game. It's just going to be a no-brainer to me that they would choose Engine to kind of facilitate that creation of an in-game currency.
Definitely. And I think that, once again, guys, and we could be wrong. Engine could, you know, fall out or something. We're just here guessing, obviously, because we're so early. You might think, well, it's already $1.64. Well, guess what? When I got into crypto, 2017 and Ethereum was at $100. I thought I was too late. No, 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 no. Right? So, I mean, these have massive potential, guys. Once again. And shout out to Enigma WPG. Appreciate you. He says, hope you leave this up. We'll watch it again to check your top picks out. Respect, brothers. Yeah, I mean, this video is not going on Patreon. This is a public video. For those who are interested, I do have a Patreon where I post other crypto content that's a bit more personal, a bit more catered to my Patreon audience who may have questions on particular coins and whatnot. And I'm also a bit more open because I don't have to worry about censoring myself when I talk about certain topics that are regarding manipulation, for example, and regulation, right? Because you got to be careful on YouTube because they like to, censor. So on Patreon, I don't have to worry about things like that. So make sure to check that out. I actually posted a video a week ago on my um, mid-month predictions for September, and then I'll definitely will be doing a video here at the end of the month as well. So it's definitely exciting time now. According to technical analysis, 2025 for Engine, the value is predicted to surpass $30 per coin. Um, Andrew, do you think that is a little too bullish, or what's your take? I mean, that's 4 years from now, but I think realistically, it certainly can do that.
Yeah, I definitely think that anything is possible. And what we can kind of see when we see these coins, when they sort of grow in adoption, the prices of them soar. So in my own opinion, later on, as we said, different video games are going to be looking for an easy plug and play way to incorporate cryptocurrency in their actual video game. I think the FOMO of that is going to definitely drive up also the utilization of the currency in games that are already going to be released, and also trading in the actual video games of itself. But the reason why we say this is a benchmark year is because the market, well, when we look at coins, they have a 4-year cycle compared to, like, say, Bitcoin and other coins like that. Like, that is when we know, okay, when we look at the track record over 4 to 5 years, now we can get okay, this is going to be a token for the future. This is going to be a coin for the future. So if we're able to see it surpass again, I'll even be on a conservative. Let's say it reaches $25 and not surpass 30. Look at where we are now. It's at $1.64, and later on, 5 years from now, we could see 25x, 30x. To me, that is a success. That is showing us that this has a utility. People are interested in using it, and the technology is going to be here for a long time. So
And and
I
and
think
I
that,
think what, and not to cut you off, but what a game changer is with some of these coins that we're talking about, and we're gonna talk about it more, particularly with the next one. But now imagine while you're playing video games or your favorite computer games, you're actually like when you getting those prizes and you doing those level ups, what have you, you're getting paid to play the game. you can actually cash
Hmm.
some of that out then for a profit. And you're going to see that in the future where, I mean, yeah, we already have people who, they make money playing video games professionally. But now imagine the average Joe, if he's playing video games, he's not just playing video games for entertainment, but he's also making money. Listen, I'm not going to lie. Would you rather work at an office job that you're not really super bullish on, for lack of better verbiage, for 8 hours to 12 hours a day, or would you rather play your favorite video game and make money? I mean, this is a game changer, bruh. It's a game
Yeah,
changer.
and I mean, Solo. Just honestly imagine this: like, you're playing an RPG, you're playing an adventure game. Like, say, I'll go back to Skyrim, or Elder Scrolls. You find a crazy unique item in the game, and you could put it on the marketplace. You could sell it. You could give it to somebody and say, "Hey, I'll sell this for 500 engine coin." And somebody could go on there and buy it and pay you, and then you cash it out. I mean, honestly, like that's just amazing to me. And like, it's kind of like, again, when we go to the next coin, which is what we're going to be talking about. Like, you can find these one-to-one unique items and put them on a marketplace, and you could sell them.
Yep.
It's
Yes, sir.
it's honestly crazy to me.
Yep. And shout out to Enigma PG says, rejoining your Patreon today. I love money and not 304s. Okay. Yes, sir. And I wish more people would love money. Not for the sake of loving money, but because of the fact that if you understand how to make money, then the 304s are not going to be a worry. They're going to come with the lifestyle. So
Well,
unfortunately, a lot of people still don't get it yet in the space, but they'll eventually learn. So
if I could just say something to that,
yeah,
uh, remember, guys, money is a tool. It's used to get you what you want, to make you happy in this world. To make you have a comfortable life. Uh, I myself, I've had a crazy past. I've been in car accidents. I've been in motorcycle accidents. I've broken my leg, my arm, shattered ribs. This is just a little bit of my history. But what I'm saying is that money isn't everything. At the end of the day, yes, we want to make money. We want to have lots of it, of course. But I don't want us to be obsessed with money. To me, that's when we start to lose the fabric of life, and generating relationships with people, and getting friendships, creating networks, having a laugh, drinking a beer with somebody. That's life. Not just making money. We definitely want to make money, of course, but let's not lose the fabric of life, and enjoying every day that we wake up. I don't know anybody's religious, but I thank the Most High. I thank the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob every morning I wake up, just because I get to enjoy life. You know what I'm saying?
amen. And I agree with that. There's a saying that money's the root of all evil. I think that it depends on how you look at money and utilize it, right? And I
Hmm.
think that, and I got to be honest, and I know what I'm about to say is not popular, but there's a lot of men have become so hyper focused with this whole high value man thing that they're just focused on the money aspect because they see the women come on platform and talk about, well, we want a guy that makes this amount of money or that amount of money, that it has become very, very superficial. And it just shows how materialistic the world has become, how materialistic a lot of, unfortunately, when you see these women, and I'm not throwing shade at KS, I'm just being honest, where these women come on and they have surreal expectations of what they're looking for in a man when they don't even uh offer anything to the table to garner that. And my philosophy has always been, and this has been my contention, particularly with female dating coaches and level up dating coaches is they're so focused on how to, get a high value man or a man of means, that if those women or even men focus on becoming your best self, that includes leveling up in regards to the financial aspect yourself, you wouldn't need somebody else to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
wouldn't need
yeah.
somebody else to do that for you. And so I totally agree with you, Andrew, that money is a tool, but don't fall in love with it. But money is energy given by the Most High that allows us to be able to not just feed and clothe ourselves, but also if you are, and I'm not trying to be too religious because I know we got people here who are not religious or believe in this, but money is also a tool to build the Most High's kingdom, right? Kingdom
Hmm.
financing by helping out your fellow man. There are a lot of people right now that are struggling financially. If you don't know what's going on in the world right now, then you've been living under a rock, right? People are now getting kicked out of their apartments and whatnot. People are in debt because they've been out of jobs for a while. The credit card debt is very high right now, and so I want people to understand that when we talk about this, I don't say this lightly, guys, and I've said this before, particularly in my other video for those who watched it last week, where I talked about adoption and utility. I highly recommend you watch it. It's probably one of my best cryptocurrency videos ever, where I just break down what adoption utility means in this market. But a lot of people, Andrew, have no idea that what's about to happen. They have no clue. When I get text messages from my cousin who lives in San Diego, California, and they're building this, a Bitcoin exchange in the middle of a beach in San Diego, right? You see that. And then when I see this at my local gas station, adoption is happening rapidly, faster than you can think. These Bitcoin ATMs, and soon you're going to see them being integrated with altcoins or as well. They're popping up fast. When you see this being propped up in the middle of a beach, it's happening, and there's so many people that are still asleep. It boggles my mind. It just does. Boggles my mind.
I mean, facts. I mean, I was even telling you that my girl, she, she went to the store at ShopRite and she saw a Bitcoin ATM right there in the local grocery store. So I'm
Yep.
saying, guys, adoption is here. It's coming. And now with ISO 20022, with the regulation coming,
Protocol,
guys,
yes, sir.
yes, it's here. I mean, Congress was talking about this on the lobby table on regulation for cryptocurrency. It's here. Come on,
Hmm.
guys. We can't be this naive to think that we need to focus. We
Right.
just we have to be part of the biggest wealth transfer ever since hell. I mean, I'll even go back to maybe when they went from gold to the dollar. You know what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I mean, guys, come on.
Yeah, and once again, I mean, and hit one in the chat if you've seen a Bitcoin exchange in your area or a Bitcoin ATM. I mean, this is happening, and if you are aware of this, and you're in the market right now watching the video, you are early. I don't care if Bitcoin is at 50 grand right now. Because guess what? I thought in 2017 I was late. Guess what? When this goes to 100 grand, 150 grand, 250 grand in the future, you're going to be like, man, I remember Solo saying we were early and he was right. And like I said, I've been talking about this for 4 years on YouTube. 4 years. So I know firsthand and I've seen firsthand how crypto has grown. 4 years ago, you would be lucky to see a Bitcoin exchange or ATM anywhere, bro. I mean, yeah, did they have them? Of course, but not as abundantly now as you see them now. They are really popping up, man. They're popping up everywhere. And so, yeah, it's definitely happening. We're going to do a quick recap before we go to number one. For those who are just joining us, welcome. Me and Mr. Andrew Robinson are doing our top five gaming cryptocurrencies of 2021. Starlink was number five for Andrew's pick. It's a virtual world, aka metaverse, that exists as a space to host data, ideas within the blockchain, using Star tokens as its native currency. The Sandbox was my pick for number five. It's a blockchain based VR, virtual reality, allowing users to create their own reality and buy and sell digital assets in the form of a game. Number four was Star Atlas, which is a next generation gaming metaverse emerging from the confluence of state of the art blockchain, real time graphics, multiplayer video game, and decentralized financial technologies. Number four for me was Gala Games, a blockchain of games that will help with saving time, buying and selling assets, etc. And it's not just one game, but a multitude of games. Number three was Ultra, which is a protocol and platform positioned to disrupt the gaming industry using blockchain technology to allow anyone to build and operate their own game distribution platform or virtual goods trading services. Number three was the Decentraland for me, which is an Ethereum based blockchain that defines itself as virtual reality. It's been around since 2017. And then number two is Engine. And yeah, Andrew, which is basically a cryptocurrency for virtual goods created by Engine and also has 18.17 million registered gamers as of today. Next year, I wouldn't be shocked if that doubled.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right, you ready for number one?
Let's do it.
I think number one is not going to shock a lot of people, but number one, uh, Axie Infinity, right?
Yeah, yeah. Axie Infinity.
Is the governance token for the Axis or AXS is the governance token for the Axie Infinity game. Token holders will be able to shape and vote for the direction of the game universe. This is unlike traditional games where all decisions are made by the game developers. Axis holders will be able to stake their tokens to earn more access and even vote for governance proposal. And this cryptocurrency has really taken off. I remember a month ago when it was just going, just going up and up. And I'm like, what is this? And I really had slept on it. But I mean, with the tradable NFTs that you can, purchase or utilize, and then you can sell them uh, via, through Ethereum and basically make money using, Axie Infinity. And I mean, this has become very, very popular. And this is what we're talking about when we're talking about future games where you're able to make an income playing your favorite game.
Yeah, and to me, it's kind of like think about like Pokemon, where you had different creatures who could battle each other, and you could play in tournaments and win like that in a sense, but it's also in a sense that like remember when you could like your Pokemon will level up and like it'll become a better like I remember there was a Charizard, like that it would like start out as like a little fire creature and then it would expand and do more, like it would like grow bigger. But it's kind of like in a sense where like you can now in Axie Infinity you can take different again axes, you can take different ones and you can create a unique type of creature, and that could be like an ultra rare valuable creature in a sense. And to me, it's kind of really it's really kind of customizable in a sense, and it's really like you don't know what you're gonna get, so in my own opinion, the possibilities in the game are really kind of endless. You know what I'm saying? And as this game evolves and people trade different creatures with each other on the marketplace, it's it's really creating an economy of itself, which is why I think that that's why this game kind of really grew, because it's very unique, and it really allows, again, like we already said, token holders will be able to shape the direction because they'll be able to vote with their coins, and they can sort of dictate how they want the developers to sort of move forward with the game. So it also has that appealing factor as well. In my own opinion, I think that Axie Infinity is kind of like the first of its kind, and I think that we're going to see a lot more games like this later on in the future. But with, like, different characters in a sense. They might not be creatures like this. They might be warriors. They might be uh I don't know, anime characters. You know what I'm saying, Solo? It could be definitely different characters, but the basis of it could be the same. Where like these creatures or characters would fight each other, and whoever wins, they would earn the token or the governance token for that specific game.
And I will say this. Oh, I was gonna say something and I forgot what I was gonna say. Maybe I'll remember when I bring it back. Um, let's look at price predictions. So on January 31st of this year, it was priced at 78 cents. Okay. Currently, at the time when this video was made, it's 65.44. So it's at 65.73 right now. So it has grown exponentially. It's grown exponentially. I mean, it has grown to a huge level. Its all-time high is 93.87. I the end of the year prediction, I have it at 130. Um, Andrew, do you agree or disagree? Because I didn't really see your end of the year price prediction, but I think you had it at about 80, but I put mine here at 130. Do you think I'm too bullish on that, or what's your take, bro?
Sorry about that. I muted myself. Um, no, I mean, I think that's very bullish. Definitely. And in my own opinion, I think that it could easily go above $100 by the end of the year. In my own opinion, right now we obviously see it being kind of stagnant because people obviously are getting into the game and everything like that, and people were taking profits obviously when it reached a certain threshold. We see that obviously with the chart I'm looking at. There's a run up, a drawback, another run up, a drawback, another run up, and we're kind of in that third drawback kind of phase here. But I definitely think that it could definitely grow and go well above $100 by the end of the year. I mean, just the trajectory of it alone right now is really astounding to me.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I know some people might be like, "Oh, $65 is too high." I think it's it's still a bargain. I think so because 2022, um, the average price I think will be the 10 to $50. Now you might wonder why is it at 80. The reason why is I think that there's going to be a lot of competition, and you're already starting to see that. And I think that depending on how the market will do, because there's going to be a crypto winter coming in 2022. But in my opinion, it could go anywhere from $80 minimum to about $200 in 2022. It just really depends on the market. What's your take on that,
Yeah.
Andrew?
I think that the market always kind of plays a part in it, but it's kind of like you said, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, where Iman Perry, what's going on, bro? Um, nah, I say that in my own opinion, there's gonna be competition because, as I already said, there could be the same base concept of like characters battling each other, and whoever wins, they will earn more, of that token or that governance token. Um, I think there's even a game that's coming out that I've done a little bit of research on, but it's really kind of early. Is a Koya Legends. There's a interesting game coming out soon. It's really early stages. That I don't even think they've gone through the pre-sale yet, but it's kind of like that concept where you'll have characters battling each other and moving, forward with that type of gameplay model. So I think that later on in the future, people will be taking their profits and maybe going into different games that are just starting out. That to me is like their mindset. So I I think we might see a drawback, of course, and like people will be testing out those games, but you know, Axie Infinity has already proved a use case. So I think that definitely people will always stick with it. But I think that later on, people will be interested, in other games that kind of have this gameplay model in a sense.
And okay, my bad. I put myself on mute. But here's the Axie Infinity website, and look at this: 90,000 plus Ethereum traded on our in-house marketplace. That is amazing. 300 ETH is the most expensive Axie ever sold. Over 250,000 active daily users. So for once again, going to that one guy asking about you know the community popularity. I mean, Axie definitely has that, right? It definitely does, and you can play that on your phone. It doesn't work on computers, but you can definitely play it on your phone, and it allows you. They help you create your own wallet and whatnot, and I mean, I think this is going to be a game changer. When you look at it, one thing about video games and computer games and phone games and just games in general, there's no age limit, Andrew, as we know. You can be 90 years old playing, or you can be, as young as 5, and it's just it has such a huge potential because it's not just for like most cryptocurrencies where it may just be a niche. This is for people who like to game in general. So the sky's the limit, man. The sky's the limit. So in 2025, it'll reach $200 by the end of the year, holding us strong on an average of 80 to 120 bucks. Could it exceed 200 bucks? Go to 500? Sure, why not? I don't think Axie is going to be going anywhere because it's already proven to have a very, very bullish community. And I think that community is just going to be growing larger and larger.
I think so too. I mean, just just the hype around it, there's no reason why people won't stick with it. You know what I'm saying? There really isn't a reason why people won't stop believing in it. So I think it's going to be here for a long time. It's kind of like the first of its kind. So it's always going to be here.
Yeah, and C3 says you can earn cryptocurrency just from playing the game. That creates great incentive. Yeah, and guys, this is where we're headed towards in the future. Like I was saying, in the future, you're gonna watch not necessarily. I don't know if YouTube will do it. If YouTube is smart, they better get on it. But on Theta TV, for example, if you watch Theta TV, you get paid for watching Theta in T Fuel. Amazing. You can donate to your favorite content creator by donating T Fuel. Right now, I've got a Theta TV channel, which is Solo TV 84, but I only got one subscriber over there. So y'all help a brother out because if you go on Theta TV, you guys actually can get paid for watching this type of content, especially if you've been watching for 2 hours. Imagine you get to watch good quality content for 2 hours and you get paid for it. And this is something that Axie Infinity does as well. By playing at C3, you get paid for it. If you go on Theta TV, you get paid for it. And I mean, that's going to be a game changer where everybody's going to be making crypto. Everybody's going to be, making money. You're gonna be able to watch your favorite content creator make money and then donate while you're making money watching. I mean, this is amazing. YouTube doesn't have that yet. I hope YouTube will, but somehow, knowing YouTube, because they like to, always tax, they'll figure out a way to, try to finesse the content creators even more like they usually do.
I mean, of course, YouTube is going to do that, but it's kind of just make people, it's going to just drive people away, because, YouTube is a great platform. Don't get me wrong, but it's just in a sense now that, like, again, I mean, how much did they take for super chat money? 30%
Yes, sir.
of your super chat. So it's like, what's the word? They're grimy. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people don't like people like that. They don't like companies like that. And as you were saying, with like Theta TV, Library TV, people are getting paid just to watch content, and people get paid by them watching their content. And like you already said, you can contribute to people. Um, Honestly, to the point now, you could just be watching shows and you could get paid money for just watching shows. I mean, it's honestly unbelievable to me the way that we're going. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I mean, you could play. I mean, you could earn to watch TV. You can earn to watch content. You can earn to play video games. I mean, the future in the entertainment space, just for getting eyeballs on the actual whatever the content is, and then you could be rewarded for that. It's amazing to me.
It is, and that's why I can't wait till the public catches on, because platforms like Theta TV and Audius and Library TV, like you said, or Library, they're gonna take off, right? Now, obviously, YouTube has a big monopoly on this, but I think in the future, YouTube is really gonna have a lot of competition with these decentralized platforms because they're gonna become more popular. That's what I'm hoping, especially once the platforms are able to have the type of interface that maybe is similar to YouTube or even better, in my opinion. And with the blockchain, for example, if you look at Theta TV, sometimes when you live stream, especially when you watch certain content creators where they may be using a high end resolution camera, because of the fact that YouTube likes to bog down on it because it uses so much. What's the word? You're not getting the full quality, and Theta TV allows you to stream at the like at true 1080, right? Or you even to live stream at 4K or possibly 8K, and that will really change the dynamics on how you view your favorite type of content. I mean, the quality is just going to go up, and that's what blockchain does. It allows you to do that. So I think in the future, that's definitely going to be something to look out for. And so, with that being said, in conclusion, no one can predict the future. However, blockchain isn't going anywhere and will continue to innovate how we operate on a day to day basis. And that just doesn't include video games, guys, or computer games, but also, uh, you know, it's going to change how you operate on your day to day life with your vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Your cars are going to be self driving. We know automation is going to happen. It's going to change how you even, order food. I mean, now you can go on apps and order through Uber and DoorDash, but it's going to evolve that where it's going to change it where instead of a person dropping it off, Andrew, you might in 5 years time have a drone dropping off your
I
food.
mean, aren't they doing that in California? Where I remember one time, like, my brother, he ordered something off of eBay, and like it was delivered by a drone within like 4 hours.
Oh wow.
And like, yeah, it was honestly crazy to me when he told me he ordered some wine and like he just it like gave him a notification that your delivery's on the way, and like he went outside and there was a drone. It just popped up out of nowhere, dropped it on his doorstep, and left. I mean, obviously someone had to man the drone, but still, I mean, that's the. I mean, hell, we might even have automation that way too, where just automatically drones are going here, going there. I mean, this is honestly the future, guys, and I don't really think we can stress this enough because I remember going into McDonald's, like you actually had to talk to a person at the actual desk. Nowadays, you just go up to the kiosk and then they just call your number. You know what I'm saying? So like we're
Yep.
really going into the world of automation where now hell they might not even need a damn guy to flip the burgers. They'll just have a machine to do it and get everything set for you. And like I know that sounds kind of daunting, but remember, Solo, I also remember you were talking about Amazon, that they were having fully fledged warehouses that were managed by machines, and everything was done, and like you only needed a few people to like maintain the machines. And how people were taking breaks and on company time and all that hassle that Amazon had to go through. I mean, just really imagine that, bro. Imagine if the whole supply chain is just automated. So like I
Yep.
want people to understand that being now, you're privy to know this knowledge with this blockchain and automation. We're privy right now because later on, it's going to be a shock to people. It's going to be amazing when we see massive layoffs because of automation. And like I don't mean to scare people, but that's where the world is going.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why it's kind of like, and I'm not trying to be dismissive, but when people are complaining about raising the minimum wage, it's kind of a joke because number one, most people, let's be honest. I mean, while $15 an hour is good, for most people, depending on where you live, it's still not a livable wage. You know what I'm saying? That let's be honest, because everything has gotten so expensive. And number two, um, you're already starting to see this happening. I mean, you go to a grocery store now, and it's like it'll only be one person working the lane, and the rest is the self-service checkout. You already see it happening, and people have no idea that it's just going to continue to evolve to the point where like these Amazon warehouses, like I said, they've been ready to go since 2017, and the word is the government told them no, we can't have you do that because you're one of the biggest employers in the world, and what that would do to the economy, you know. But imagine if you have a warehouse full of machines, fulfilling your um, deliveries and whatnot, that the machines are never going to call in sick. They don't need a break. As long as those machines are oiled up and ready to go, I mean, it's a company's dream, and people have no idea that this is coming down the pike. I also believe in the future that it will probably open up a new economy if we for people to make money somehow in other ways. And I've really sat down and thought about it, but I really don't know exactly yet. I mean, obviously NFTs are one way to do it. Crypto is one way to do it. But I'm talking about it'll. One thing about humans, we are very creative when it comes to survival, right? But it's like I said earlier, Andrew. A lot of people have no idea, and like you said, that this is coming down the pike. Everybody is worried about, in my opinion, just going through life in a zombie type state, worried about big booty Keisha and just the same old. When the whole financial sector is about to change. The ISO 2022 protocol, for example, like you mentioned, is going to change. You're already starting to notice that your cell phone is becoming your wallet, right? I mean, Apple Pay, hello, right? Now Apple has it where you can scan in certain states your driver's license, and some states have already accepted that as a form of ID, right? They're testing it in 2 states. They're going to expand it to 8 to see how that goes. So a lot of things are changing, not just in the financial sector, but as well as with the technology sector, and it all goes hand in hand. And unfortunately, everybody is worried about the big booty Keisha and all this stuff. And don't get me wrong, I mean, we all like big booty Keisha, but a lot of people are going to be in for a shock when this new economy rolls around because they just weren't prepared for it because they weren't paying attention. And those people, I mean, they're going to have a steep learning curve in some cases. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, man, I think that, you know, people like us, people like King Nick, people like C3, people like Iman Perry, who have taken time out of their day to learn about this technology, to read up on articles, to look at the legislation, to look at the news. People like Etim N, guys that are taking time out of their day to listen to us, trying to get your to try and get your spidey senses up. I don't mean to go to a Marvel type of slogan, but guys, we'd have to be aware and see what is going on around us, and we can't be naive to just think that everything is going to be the same, everything is going to work out. Like, remember, guys, listen, Amazon, Solo already told you, Amazon was ready 3-4 years ago. They was already ready, but the government is trying to set the stage. Why do you think that they have these McDonald's where you only need a kiosk now? Why do you think that we have digital payments now with basically our phone? They're setting the stage for automation to come in because they know. But some people, like Solo said, they're only focused on monotonous things. They're only focused on simple pleasures for the moment. Right now, we need to be thinking about the future and thinking about how we can prepare ourselves, not only financially, but mentally and physically. Because hell, who knows? Honestly, Solo, the way that I'm looking at it, man, some people are gonna go crazy when we see massive layoffs, when we see people getting kicked out of their homes because they can't pay their rent, when people are not able to go to their job because they don't have the poke. I mean, honestly, Solo, people are gonna go crazy, man. But if you're not staying focused on what's going on in the world and you're not preparing yourself, it's going to be a sharp learning curve and you're going to be left out to dry. Because listen, Solo, as you already know, you're charging people for your courses, you're charging people for your time. When my book comes out, I'm going to be charging people to give this information to them. I'm not going to be giving this shit for free. We've taken too much time out of our day to educate ourselves, and right now we're giving you the information for free, guys. But 5 years from now, 10 years from now, oh no, you're gonna have to pay me. Facts.
And that's another thing is it's always something that used to bother me a lot, and I've had other content creators give me pushback where I've said, "Hey, look, we've talked about feminism and how women are this. There's no changing them. So let's focus as men on becoming our best selves. That way, we have the option to deal with
Agreed.
women,
Yeah.
these women or not. And if you want to go overseas, fine." But I got pushback from big content creators telling me to shut up about crypto, and I can't tell them what to talk about. And I'm not saying that, hey, everybody, let's talk about crypto. That's not what I said. I said that we need to focus more on talking about what's going on financially because that is part of self improvement. A lot of people get defensive as soon as you start talking about money. And it's not about the fact that I'm saying, oh, you have to be a millionaire or something like that. No, what I'm saying is start to financially educate yourself because a lot of us come from financial illiteracy, poverty, even some of us. Let's be honest. A lot of us weren't taught a lot of these things in school. A lot of us, the ISO 200 two protocol. I didn't even know what that was, bro, until I started to look deeper into it. And best believe, guys, I do have a video that I will be coming out with. I'm just taking my time because it's a lot of information, and that one is probably going to be more for my advanced people, uh, because there's a lot of nuances that I'll be talking about there. But the reality is that for men, you can talk about women all you want, about feminism all you want, but how is that going to benefit you if at the end of the day you look at your bank account and you're not happy with the number that you're seeing? Because at the end of the day, make no mistake, government is always going to take care of these women. That's just facts. So what are you doing to flourish financially? What are you doing to be financially free, to be debt free? What are you doing for your legacy to create generational wealth? These are things that I wish we took more time to speak on, and that's one of the reasons where, if it's a situation where I have to separate myself from the manosphere, then I'm fine with doing that, because at the end of the day, I've talked about women for a long time, to the point now that I'm tired of talking about women, because honestly, that's not where my mind is at. Honestly, I'm more worried about legacy, financial freedom. That's what I'm focused on. Women are always going to be around. We know that. They are always going to be there. But the opportunity of the greatest wealth transfer that's about to happen in the history of the world, that happens maybe once a millennia. That doesn't happen every 5 years, guys. And that's why I've said in many videos, it behooves me to talk about it, because I feel like it's my responsibility to share this information from the onset. The first time I heard about crypto, I made a video. Once I understood it, I made a video within a couple days because I was so excited. And the first thing I got was pushback. People were calling me a scammer. People were saying that I'm trying to run a scheme. Other content creators did as well. And now look, 4 years later, ha ha, who's got the last laugh? And I'm not saying that in a mocking way, but look at all the adoption that's happening, right? We got the receipts now. We got the proof now. You see the Bitcoin ATMs. You see them building these Bitcoin exchanges in the middle of beaches in San Diego. You see El Salvador adopting Bitcoin. The evidence is in your face. And I'm giving you guys the news, the receipts, the proof of that, right? What is the purpose then of talking about the same thing for the 500th time if your pockets are still slim? Final words on you, Andrew. That's all I got to say, bro.
uh, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys got some great information. Again, DYOR, do your own research, find out some coins you want to be bullish on, and uh, all I can say is God bless. Make sure you guys stay focused and stay positive.
Thank you guys for watching this presentation. Hey, yo, E, give me a call, bro. Shout out to my boy E. God bless you guys. Tough times are ahead, but stay vigilant. We have a Looney Tune guy running our country right now who I don't think is mentally aware of what's going on. Uh, so I'm praying for you guys. I'm praying for America. I'm praying for the world, because the world definitely needs prayer with the stuff that we're facing. And hold tight, guys. I know things are gonna get worse for a little bit before they get better, but I promise you guys, hodl these coins like with diamond hands, like you got vibranium wrapped around it. Do not sell, even if it looks like the market is crashing. Do not sell. They do not want you to be here, guys. They do not. Okay. Do not fear. And I promise you guys, your life is gonna change in 2022. A lot of you guys are going to be thousandaires, millionaires, and billionaires, guys. Um, just stay vigilant, stay blessed. I'm My name is Solomon Jones. You have a friend in me. Shout out to the crypto community, and I'm out. Peace.